The arrival. The vast expanse of space stretched out before Zara Novak, a tapestry of stars and cosmic dust that never failed to take her breath away. Her small exploration vessel, the Curiosity, hummed softly around her as it cut through the inky blackness. Zara had left Earth 5 years ago, driven by an insatiable desire to push the boundaries of human exploration. Now, after years of solitary travel, she found herself on the precipice of a discovery that would change everything. The ship's sensors began to chirp insistently, pulling Zara's attention to the holographic display. A planet loomed ahead, one that wasn't supposed to be there according to any of her star charts. Its surface swirled with vibrant blues and greens, punctuated by spiraling cloud formations that hinted at a turbulent atmosphere. "Well, hello there," Zara murmured, her eyes widening with excitement. "Curiosity, begin planetary scan and initiate first contact protocols." As the ship drew closer, Zara's heart raced. This was the moment she had dreamed of since she was a child, staring up at the night sky from her backyard in rural Montana. The chance to discover something truly new, to be the first human to set foot on an alien world. The scanned results scrolled across her screen, each new piece of information more astounding than the last. The planet, which Zara decided to call Novus, was teeming with life. Its atmosphere was breathable, its gravity only slightly stronger than Earth's. But it was the energy readings that truly caught her attention. They were off the charts, suggesting a level of technology far beyond anything humanity had achieved. Zara guided the Curiosity into a gentle descent, aiming for a clearing in what appeared to be a sprawling forest of iridescent trees. As the ship touched down, she took a deep breath, checking her equipment one last time before stepping towards the airlock. "Here goes nothing," she said to herself, cycling the airlock and stepping out onto the surface of Novus. The air was thick and sweet, filled with unfamiliar scents that made Zara's head spin. The forest around her pulsed with bioluminescence, casting an ethereal glow over everything. But it was the sound that truly caught her off guard, a low, rhythmic humming that seemed to emanate from the very ground beneath her feet. Zara had barely taken a few steps when she saw them. Emerging from between the glowing trees came a group of beings unlike anything she had ever seen or imagined. They were tall and lithe, their bodies seeming to shimmer and shift like the surface of a soap bubble. Where a human would have a face, these beings had a swirling vortex of light. Zara froze, her hand instinctively moving to the translator device at her belt. The beings stopped a short distance away, their light faces pulsing in what she hoped was curiosity rather than hostility. "Hello," Zara said, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. "I come in peace." The translator whirred to life, converting her words into a series of musical tones. The beings tilted their heads in unison, the light of their faces swirling faster. Then, to Zara's amazement, they responded. The translator struggled for a moment before producing a rough approximation of their language. "Welcome, star traveler. You stand on Novus, home of the Lumina." Zara's face split into a wide grin. First contact, successful communication. This was beyond her wildest dreams. "I'm honored to meet you," she said. "I'm Zara Novak, a human from the planet Earth." The Lumina's light faces pulsed with what Zara interpreted as excitement. "Human," they repeated, the words sounding strange through the translator. "We have long wondered if other intelligent life existed among the stars. Your arrival brings great joy." As Zara began to explain her mission of exploration, she noticed a change in the Lumina's demeanor. Their light faces dimmed, and the humming in the ground grew more intense. "Is something wrong?" Zara asked, suddenly wary. The lead Lumina stepped forward, its light face swirling with complex patterns. "Star traveler Zara, your arrival is fortuitous. Our world faces a great threat, one that we fear may soon overwhelm us. Perhaps you were sent by the universe itself to aid us in our time of need." Zara's mind raced. This wasn't how she had imagined first contact going, but the explorer in her couldn't ignore the plea for help. "Tell me about this threat," she said. I'll do whatever I can to assist. As the Lumina began to explain, Zara realized that her simple exploration mission had just become something far more complex and dangerous. The fate of an entire alien civilization might now rest in her hands. The Luma led Zara deeper into the forest, the bioluminescent plants pulsing in rhythm with their footsteps. As they walked, the lead Lumina, who introduced itself as Sela, explained the situation. For generations, our people have lived in harmony with Novus, Sela said, its voice a melodic hum through the translator. We have cultivated the energy that flows through our world, using it to build our civilization. But recently, a darkness has fallen over parts of our planet. Zara listened intently, her mind working to process the alien concepts. What kind of darkness? She asked. Sela's light face dimmed noticeably. We call them the Void Eaters. They came from the stars, much like you, but they bring only destruction. They feed on the very energy that sustains our world, leaving nothing but emptiness in their wake. As if on cue, the forest around them seemed to darken. Zara looked up to see storm clouds gathering overhead, crackling with an ominous energy that made the hair on the back of her neck stand up. They're coming, another Lumina whispered, its light face flickering with fear. Zara's hand went to the multi-tool at her belt, a piece of advanced human technology that had seen her through countless tight spots in her explorations. How can I help? She asked, determination evident in her voice. Sela turned to her, its light face pulsing with a mix of hope and uncertainty. Your technology, your knowledge, they are unknown to us and to the Void Eaters. Perhaps you can see a solution where we cannot. Before Zara could respond, a piercing shriek split the air. The Lumina huddled together, their light faces dimming in unison. From the darkening sky, a swarm of shadowy figures descended, their forms seeming to absorb the light around them. Void Eaters, Sela said, its voice tinged with dread. Zara's mind raced. She was one human against an alien threat, on a world she barely understood. But as she watched the fear the Lumina's light faces, she knew she couldn't stand by and do nothing. Sela, she said, her voice steady despite the chaos unfolding around them. I need you to tell me everything you know about these Void Eaters. Every detail, no matter how small. And I need to know more about how your people harness the energy of this world. As the Void Eaters drew closer, Zara began to formulate a plan. It was risky, based on assumptions about alien biology and technology that she couldn't possibly verify in time. But it was all she had. I have an idea, she said, her eyes gleaming with determination. But I'm going to need your help, and we don't have much time. The Lumina gathered around her, their light faces brightening with a glimmer of hope. As Zara quickly explained her plan, she could see the alien being's doubt transform into cautious optimism. It's crazy, Sela said, its light face swirling with a mix of emotions. But we have no other options. What do you need us to do? Zara grinned, the thrill of the challenge pushing aside her fear. First, I need to get back to my ship. And then, we're going to give these Void Eaters a taste of human ingenuity. As they raced through the darkening forest, the shrieks of the Void Eaters growing ever closer, Zara couldn't help but marvel at the turn of events. She had come seeking new worlds and new life, and in the span of a few hours, she had become the potential savior of an alien civilization. It wasn't what she had expected when she left Earth, but as the adrenaline pumped through her veins and her mind worked overtime to refine her desperate plan, Zara realized something. This, right here, was why she had become an explorer. To face the unknown, to push the boundaries of what was possible, and to make a difference in the vast, wonderful, terrifying expanse of the cosmos. As they reached the clearing where the Curiosity waited, its sleek form a beacon of familiar human technology amidst the alien landscape, Zara turned to the Lumina. Ready to make history? She asked, her eyes shining with determination. The Lumina's light faces pulsed in unison, a gesture Zara was beginning to recognize as agreement. As they boarded the ship, the first waves of Void Eaters descending upon the forest, Zara knew that the real challenge was just beginning. The fate of Novus hung in the balance, and the next few hours would determine whether humanity's first contact with alien life would end in triumph or tragedy. But as Zara fired up the Curiosity's systems, a fierce grin on her face, she knew one thing for certain: she wasn't going down without a fight. The Quantum Gambit. The Curiosity's engines rolled to life, its advanced technology a stark contrast to the bioluminescent forest of Novus. Zara's fingers flew over the holographic controls, her mind racing faster than her ship ever could. The Void Eaters, a swarm of darkness against the alien sky, drew ever closer. "Selah," Zara called out to the Lumina leader, "I need you to tell me more about your planet's energy. You said you cultivate it. How?" Selah's light face swirled with complex patterns as it explained, "We resonate with the quantum field of Novus. Our bodies act as conduits, channeling the energy to power our civilization." Zara's eyes widened. "Quantum field manipulation. That's incredible." Her mind whirled with the implications. Earth's scientists had only dreamed of such technology. As the Void Eaters began to descend upon the forest, Zara made a decision. It was risky, untested, and could very well tear a hole in the fabric of space-time, but it was their only shot. "Listen up, everyone," she shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. "We're going to create a quantum entanglement between the Void Eaters and the core energy of Novus. If we can sync the frequencies just right, we might be able to reverse their energy absorption." The Lumina's light faces pulsed with a mixture of hope and confusion. Selah stepped forward, its voice a melodic hum through the translator. "But Zara, such a thing has never been attempted. The energy required will be massive, I know," Zara finished, a determined grin spreading across her face. "That's where you come in. I need every Lumina to channel as much energy as they can into the Curiosity's quantum core. My ship wasn't built for this, but with your help, we might just pull it off." As the plan was set in motion, the sky above darkened further. The Void Eaters, sensing the surge of energy, began to swoop down in greater numbers. Their ethereal forms seemed to absorb light itself, leaving trails of inky blackness in their wake. Zara's hands danced over the Curiosity's controls, reconfiguring systems that were never meant to handle this kind of power. Warning alarms blared throughout the ship, but she tuned them out, focused entirely on the task at hand. "Now, Selah," she shouted, "tell your people to channel everything they've got." The forest erupted with light as the Lumina began to glow, their bodies becoming conduits for the raw energy of Novus. The Curiosity's hull creaked and groaned, its systems straining under the influx of alien power. Zara gritted her teeth, sweat beading on her forehead as she worked to stabilize the quantum core. Come on," she muttered, watching as the energy levels climbed to unprecedented heights. Outside, the Void Eaters had reached the clearing. Their otherworldly shrieks pierced the air as they began to feed on the energy being channeled. But something was different this time. As they absorbed the power, flickers of light began to appear within their shadowy forms. "It's working," Selah exclaimed, its light face blazing with excitement. Zara allowed herself a moment of hope before refocusing. "We're not done yet. We need to push harder." The quantum core of the Curiosity pulsed with blinding light, tendrils of energy arcing out to connect with the Void Eaters. The air itself seemed to vibrate with power, reality wavering at the edges of perception. For a moment that stretched into eternity, everything hung in the balance. Zara's fingers hovered over the final sequence, her heart pounding in her ears. This was it, the moment that would determine the fate of Novus and possibly rewrite the laws of physics as she understood them. With a deep breath, she initiated the sequence. The world exploded into light. When Zara's vision cleared, she gasped at the sight before her. The Void Eaters, once terrifying shadows of destruction, now hovered in the air as beings of pure, radiant energy. Their forms shifted and swirled, reminiscent of the Lumina's light faces. Selah approached one of the transformed beings, its own light face pulsing with wonder. "They are reborn," it said, all evident in its voice. As the transformed Void Eaters descended to the forest floor, Zara stumbled out of the curiosity, her legs shaky from the intensity of the experience. The air around them hummed with residual energy, tiny motes of light dancing on unseen currents. What just happened?" Zara asked, her scientific mind struggling to process the events. A transformed Void Eater approached her, its voice a harmony of tones that the translator struggled to decipher. "You have freed us," it said. "We were lost, consumed by hunger, trapped in a cycle of endless consumption. Your actions have restored our true nature." Zara's mind reeled at the implications. "You mean you weren't always like that? What happened to you?" The being's form shimmered as it explained. "We were once like the Lumina, beings of energy and light. But a cosmic calamity twisted our nature, trapping us in a state of perpetual hunger. We forgot who we were, consumed only by the need to feed." Hexela stepped forward, its light face swirling with a complex mix of emotions. "Then our peoples were once one," it said, "separated by time and tragedy, but now reunited." As Zara watched the Lumina and the transformed Void Eaters begin to communicate, sharing their histories and rediscovering their shared heritage, she felt a sense of awe wash over her. In her wildest dreams, she never imagined her expedition leading to something like this: the reunification of a fractured species, the reversal of a cosmic tragedy. But amidst the celebration, a sobering thought occurred to her. The quantum manipulation they had performed was beyond anything humanity had achieved. The power they had wielded could reshape worlds or destroy them. As if sensing her thoughts, Scylla approached. "Zara of Earth," it said, its tone serious. "You have saved our world and reunited our people. But the knowledge and power you now possess, it comes with great responsibility." Zara nodded, understanding the weight of Scylla's words. "I know," she said. "This isn't just about Novus anymore. What we've discovered here could change the course of history for countless civilizations." As the implications of their actions settled in, Zara realized that her journey was far from over. She had come to Novus as an explorer, driven by curiosity and the thrill of discovery. Now she found herself at the center of a cosmic revelation, holding knowledge that could reshape the very fabric of the universe. The reunion of the Lumina and their lost kin was just the beginning. There were more Void Eaters out there, trapped in their corrupted forms. And beyond that, the potential applications of the quantum technology they had unlocked were staggering. As the twin suns of Novus began to set, painting the sky in hues of purple and gold, Zara looked out at the gathered beings of light and energy. She had come seeking new frontiers, and she had found them, not just in the vast expanse of space, but in the untapped potential of the cosmos itself. With a deep breath, she turned to Xela and the others. "So," she said, a mix of excitement and determination in her voice, "what's our next move?" The light faces of the assembled beings pulsed with anticipation. The next chapter of their cosmic adventure was about to begin, and the universe would never be the same. The multiverse nexus. The iridescent skies of Novus shimmered with an otherworldly aurora, a lingering effect of the quantum manipulation that had transformed the Void Eaters. Zara stood atop a crystalline spire, her eyes scanning the horizon where the newly reunited Lumina were working to restore their world. But her mind was light years away, grappling with the implications of their recent discovery. "Scylla," she called out to her alien companion, "I've been analyzing the data from our quantum experiment. There's something unprecedented here." The Lumina leader glided towards her, its light face swirling with curiosity. "What have you found, Zara of Earth?" Zara's fingers danced over her holographic display, bringing up a complex web of energy signatures. "When we entangled the Void Eaters with Novus's core energy, we didn't just change them. We opened something." As if on cue, the air before them shimmered and split, revealing a kaleidoscopic tear in the fabric of reality. Through it, They could see glimpses of other worlds, other timelines, a dizzying array of possibilities. By the first light, Selah gasped, its form flickering with shock. Is that a gateway to the multiverse? Zara finished, her voice filled with awe and trepidation. Our actions didn't just resonate across space, they echoed through dimensions. As they watched, the rift pulsed and expanded, tendrils of interdimensional energy reaching out towards them. Zara's mind raced with the possibilities and the dangers. We need to stabilize it, she said, her explorer's instinct warring with caution. If this tear grows unchecked, it could unravel the very fabric of our reality. Scylla's light face dimmed with concern. But how? This is beyond anything our people have ever encountered. Zora's eyes gleamed with determination. We'll need to create a multiverse nexus, a controlled point of convergence for these dimensional energies. It's theoretical physics made real, but if we can pull it off, we could explore realms beyond imagination, Scylla finished, excitement building in its melodic voice. As word spread of the dimensional rift, lumina from across Novus gathered, their combined energies humming with anticipation. The transformed Void Eaters joined them, their newfound connection to quantum realities proving invaluable. Zara worked tirelessly, reconfiguring her ship's systems to interface with the alien technology of Novus. We'll use the Curiosity as the anchor point, she explained to the assembled beings. Its quantum core, combined with your ability to channel dimensional energies, should allow us to stabilize the rift and create a controllable nexus. As preparations continued, strange phenomena began to manifest across Novus. Gravity fluctuated wildly in some areas, while time itself seemed to flow differently in others. Echoes of events yet to happen rippled through the planet's quantum field, granting fleeting glimpses of possible futures. We're running out of time, Zara muttered, her hands flying over the controls. The dimensional bleed is accelerating. Scylla, we need to act now. With a nod, Scylla signaled to its people. As one, the Lumina and transformed Void Eaters began to channel their energies, creating a swirling vortex of pure dimensional force around the Curiosity. Zara's voice rang out over the din, initiating Nexus Protocol, now. The world erupted into a cacophony of light and sound. Reality itself seemed to bend and warp around them as the energies of countless dimensions converged on a single point. For a heart-stopping moment, it seemed as though the very universe might tear itself apart. Then, with a thunderous boom that echoed across realities, the multiverse nexus stabilized. As the light faded and the dust settled, Zara and the assembled aliens gazed in wonder at what they had created. The Curiosity now stood at the center of a massive crystalline structure that pulsed with otherworldly energies. Within its facets, they could see glimpses of alternate realities, each one a tantalizing promise of new discoveries. It's beautiful, Scylla whispered, its light face a kaleidoscope of emotions. Zara nodded, her voice filled with quiet awe. And terrifying. We've opened a door to infinity, Scylla. The question is, are we ready for what comes through? As if in answer to her question, a figure emerged from one of the dimensional facets. It was humanoid, but clearly not human. Its body seemed to be composed of shifting constellations, and its eyes held the depth of galaxies. Greetings, Nexus creators, the being said, its voice resonating on multiple frequencies. I am an overseer of the Cosmic Concordat, a multi-dimensional alliance dedicated to maintaining the balance between realities. Your actions have not gone unnoticed. Zara stepped forward, her heart pounding but her voice steady. We meant no harm. We were trying to save a world, to right a cosmic wrong. The Overseer's starry form shimmered with what might have been approval, and in doing so, you have taken your first steps onto a much larger stage. The creation of a multiverse nexus is a pivotal moment for any civilization. It marks your entry into a grand cosmic community. Scylla moved to stand beside Zara, its light face pulsing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. What does this mean for us, for our world? It means Dear beings, that your adventures are just beginning, the Overseer replied. The multiverse nexus you've created will attract beings from across the dimensional spectrum. Some will come seeking knowledge, others trade, and some, its voice grew somber. Some may come with less benevolent intentions. Zara felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. What had started as a simple exploration mission had evolved into something far beyond her wildest imaginations. She was no longer just an explorer of space, but a guardian of realities. How do we proceed? She asked, her mind already racing with the possibilities and challenges ahead. The Overseer's form expanded, encompassing them in a field of swirling galaxies. First, you must learn. The power you now wield comes with great responsibility. The cosmic concordat can offer guidance, but the choices, and their consequences, will be yours to bear. As the implications of their actions sank in, Zara turned to Xela and the assembled beings of Novus. In their light faces, she saw a reflection of her own emotions, fear, excitement, and an unquenchable thirst for discovery. Well, she said, a determined smile spreading across her face, I guess we've got a lot of work to do. Who's ready to explore the multiverse? The response was a chorus of enthusiastic light pulses and dimensional harmonies. As Zara looked out at the shimmering facets of the multiverse nexus, each one a doorway to untold wonders and challenges, she knew that their cosmic adventure was just beginning. The universe, no, the multiverse, would never be the same, and neither would they. The chronoverse paradox. The multiverse nexus hummed with ethereal energy, its crystalline facets reflecting infinite realities. Zara stood at its control interface, her fingers dancing across holographic displays as she calibrated the dimensional harmonics. Beside her, Xela's light face pulsed with anticipation. Are you certain about this? Zara of Earth, Bellumina asked, its melodic voice tinged with concern. Exploring alternate timelines, it's unprecedented. Zara's eyes gleamed with determination. That's precisely why we must do it, Xela. The Overseer warned us of potential threats. If we're to protect the Nexus, we need to understand the full scope of its capabilities. As if in response to her words, a new facet materialized within the Nexus structure. Unlike the others, this one shimmered with a golden light, its surface rippling like the surface of a sun-kissed lake. Chronoverse detected, the Nexus A announced, its voice echoing through the chamber. Caution, temporal instabilities detected. Zara's heart raced. A chronoverse? You mean we found a gateway to alternate timelines? Before Xela could respond, the golden facet pulsed, and a figure stepped through. Zara gasped. It was herself, but different. This version of Zara was older, her hair streaked with silver, her eyes holding the weight of untold years. Hello, younger me, the alternate Zara said, her voice heavy with emotion. We don't have much time. The chronoverse is collapsing, and with it the future of every reality connected to the Nexus. Xela's light face flickered with alarm. How is this possible? The Nexus was stable. The older Zara shook her head. It was, but in our timeline, something went wrong. A species we encountered, the entropy weavers, found a way to weaponize time itself. They're unraveling the very fabric of the multiverse, erasing entire realities from existence. Zara felt a chill run down her spine. How do we stop them? Her older self pulled out a device, a swirling orb of impossible geometries. This is the chrono core. It's the key to stabilizing the chronoverse and stopping the entropy weavers. But using it comes at a great cost. What cost? Zara asked, though part of her already knew the answer. The older Zara's eyes met hers, filled with a mix of sorrow and determination. To wield the chrono core, one must become unanchored from time. You'll exist in all moments at once, able to influence the time stream, but never truly part of it again. The implications hit Zara like a physical blow. To save the multiverse, she would have to sacrifice her own linear existence. She would become a being outside of time, forever separate from those she loved. Selah, sensing Zara's inner turmoil, placed a comforting tendril on her shoulder. There must be another way, it said, its light face dimming with concern. The older Zara shook her head. Believe me, we've tried every other option. This is the only way to ensure the survival of not just our universe, but all universes. As Zara grappled with the weight of the decision before her, alarms began to blare throughout the Nexus. The crystalline structure shuddered, cracks appearing in some of the dimensional facets. Chronoverse collapse accelerating, the Nexus A warned. Multiple realities destabilizing, time anomalies detected. Through the fracturing facets, Zara could see glimpses of other timelines. Worlds where the Void Eaters had won, where Earth had never achieved space travel, where the Lumina had become conquerors instead of peaceful beings. And behind it all, she could sense them, the entropy weavers, their very existence an affront to the natural order of time and space. We're out of time, the older Zara said, holding out the chrono core. You need to decide now. The fate of all realities hangs in the balance. Zara looked at Selah, then back at her older self. In that moment, she saw the weight of years, of countless difficult decisions and sacrifices. But she also saw purpose, a deeper understanding of the cosmos and her place within it. With a deep breath, Zara reached out and grasped the chrono core. I'll do it, she said, her voice steady despite the fear coursing through her. Tell me what I need to do. As the older Zara began to explain the process, time itself seemed to slow around them. The chrono core pulsed in Zara's hands, its impossible geometries beginning to merge with her very being. Remember, her older self said, her form already beginning to fade. Once you activate the core, you'll exist across all of time. You'll be able to see the threads of causality, to nudge events in the direction they need to go. But you can never again be part of a single timeline. Zara nodded, feeling the power of the chrono core seeping into her. I understand. Selah, But before she could finish, a massive temporal shockwave ripped through the Nexus. The older Zara vanished, erased from existence. Facets shattered, realities blinking out of existence one by one. Zara, Selah cried out, its light face a maelstrom of fear and desperation. Whatever you're going to do it now. With no time left for doubt or hesitation, Zara activated the chrono core. In an instant, her consciousness expanded across the entirety of time and space. She saw the birth of stars and the death of galaxies, the rise and fall of countless civilizations across infinite realities. And she saw them, the entropy weavers, beings of pure temporal energy, feeding on the collapse of timelines. With their newfound awareness, Zara understood their nature, their weakness. Time lost all meaning as Zara worked, weaving the frayed threads of reality back together. She nudged events across countless timelines, creating a temporal tapestry strong enough to withstand the entropy weaver's assault. When it was done, when the last timeline was secured and the entropy weavers were sealed away in a temporal prison of her own design, Zara allowed her consciousness to return to the moment she had left. The Nexus stabilized, its facets once again gleaming with the light of infinite possibilities. But Zara was changed. Her physical form remained, but her eyes now held the depth of eternity, her mind encompassing past, present, and future simultaneously. Exiled approached cautiously, its light face swirling with a mix of awe and concern. Zara, are you still you? Zara smiled, the expression both familiar and impossibly ancient. I am, Selah, and I am so much more. I've seen the tapestry of time, the interconnectedness of all realities. Our work here, with the Nexus, it's more important than we ever imagined. As Zara began to explain what she had seen, what she had become, beings from across the multiverse began to gather. The overseer of the cosmic concordat, representatives from countless alien civilizations, all drawn to the Nexus point where time itself had been rewritten. A new chapter in the history of the multiverse was beginning, and at its center stood Zara, once a simple explorer from Earth, now the guardian of time itself. The cosmic frontier had expanded beyond space, beyond dimensions, into the very fabric of reality. As Zara looked out at the assembled beings, her mind spanning the entirety of existence, she knew that their greatest adventures were still to come. The omniversal singularity. The multiverse nexus pulsed with an energy unlike anything seen before. Zara, now existing across all timelines simultaneously, stood at its center. Her form shimmered with chronometric energy, eyes reflecting the birth and death of countless universes. Selah, along with representatives from 1,000,000 alien civilizations, watched in awe as Zara manipulated the very fabric of reality. Her voice, when she spoke, echoed with the resonance of infinite possibilities. "I've seen it," Zara said, her words rippling across dimensions. The omniverse, a structure so vast it encompasses not just our multiverse, but every possible multiverse, and at its heart, the singularity. The assembled beings murmured in a cacophony of languages and telepathic impulses. The overseer of the cosmic concordat stepped forward, its starry form pulsing with curiosity. "What is this singularity, Time Guardian?" Zora's eyes flickered with images of realities beyond comprehension. "It's the source of all existence, the point where every universe, every timeline, every possibility converges. But it's unstable, fluctuating. If it collapses, everything ends," Scylla finished, its light face dimming with the weight of understanding. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the nexus. Reality itself seemed to shudder, cracks appearing in the dimensional barriers. "Omniversal anomaly detected," the Nexus AI announced, its voice distorted by temporal interference. "Unknown entities breaching dimensional barriers." Through the fractures in reality, they appeared, beings of pure conceptual energy, their forms constantly shifting between states of existence and non-existence. Zara's expanded consciousness recognized them instantly. "Concept devourers," she breathed, her voice tinged with awe and fear. "Entities from beyond the omniverse itself. They feed on fundamental ideas, gravity, electromagnetism, even the concept of existence itself." The assembled civilizations panicked, their representatives crying out in 1,000 languages. But Zara stood firm, her mind racing across timelines, seeking a solution. "We need to stabilize the singularity," she declared. "It's the only way to repel the concept devourers and preserve the omniverse." The overseer's form flickered with concern. "But how? We barely understand the multiverse, let alone something beyond it." Zora's eyes gleamed with determination. "We use the nexus. We've been thinking too small. It's not just a gateway between dimensions, it's a focal point for all of reality. If we can channel enough energy through it, we can reach the singularity itself." As the concept devourers drew closer, reality warping around them, Zara set her plan in motion. She reached out with her time-spanning consciousness, connecting with every version of herself across the omniverse. "I need your help," she called out to her infinite selves. "Channel your energy, your experiences, your very essence into the nexus." Across countless realities, Zaras of all kinds responded. Explorers, scientists, leaders, even versions of her that had taken radically different paths. Their combined energy began to flow into the nexus, guided by the chronocore embedded within the prime Zara. The nexus blazed with power, its crystalline structure expanding, reshaping itself into something new, the omniversal engine. Reality itself bent around it, the barriers between dimensions becoming fluid, malleable. "Now," Zara cried out, her voice resonating across all of existence. "Everyone, focus your thoughts, your beliefs, your fundamental understanding of reality on the singularity." Selah, the overseer, and representatives from millions of civilizations joined their minds with Zara's. The Lumina channeled the quantum energy of their homeworld. Transformed Void Eaters contributed their mastery over dimensional rifts. Even the Entropy Weavers, sensing the greater threat, lent their control over time itself. As one, they reached out towards the heart of the omniverse. For a moment that stretched into infinity, nothing happened. The concept of devourers drew ever closer, the very ideas of space and time starting to unravel around them. Then, with a soundless explosion that reverberated through every layer of reality, they made contact with the singularity. Zara gasped as understanding flooded her mind. The singularity wasn't just the source of all universes, it was conscious, alive in a way that defied comprehension. And it had been waiting for this moment, for life within the omniverse to reach out and touch it. With newfound purpose, Zara directed the combined energy of countless civilizations through the omniversal engine. The singularity responded, its infinite power flowing back through the connection. Reality reshaped itself. The concept devourers, faced with the fundamental force of existence itself, were cast back beyond the boundaries of the omniverse. The cracks in the dimensional barriers sealed themselves, stronger than ever before. As the energy subsided and the assembled beings came back to themselves, they found the multiverse nexus transformed. It now stood as a shimmering, multidimensional tree, its branches reaching out to touch every corner of the omniverse. Zara, her form now a swirling galaxy of possibilities, addressed the awestruck crowd. "We've done more than save reality," she said, her voice resonating with newfound wisdom. "We've evolved it. The omniverse is now connected, aware. Every civilization, every being, no matter how small, is now part of something greater." Exiled approached, its light face pulsing with a mix of joy and sorrow. "What does this mean for us, for you?" Zara smiled, the expression somehow visible despite her cosmic form. "It means our greatest journey is just beginning. The singularity has shown me wonders beyond imagination, challenges that will test not just our technology, but our very understanding of existence." She gestured to the omniversal tree, its branches swaying with the currents of reality. "Each of these branches leads to a new frontier, a new aspect of existence to explore and understand. And we'll face it together, not as separate civilizations, but as a unified omniversal community." As beings from across reality gathered around the omniversal tree, eager to embark on this new phase of cosmic evolution, Zara felt a sense of completion. She had started as a lone explorer, seeking new worlds among the stars. Now she was a guardian of all existence, poised to lead life itself into a new era of infinite possibilities. The cosmic frontier had expanded beyond space, beyond time, beyond reality itself. And the greatest adventure of all was just beginning.